Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. It is James with Monotalk. It is June the 15th, 2023. I was watching, I was watching stuff. Everybody's watching something in our social. I have cable. I can watch movies and whatever, all that crap. But I was just watching um, Tucker Carlson and how he was talking about his one of the producers, I guess, made a boo boo. Shit, it's fucking funny. He made this boo boo where he, I guess, according to the Ministry of Truth, aka God damn it, I just had it. Um, right here, so it's a good one. This right here, he put, this was last night. Uh, the producer, they fill in the crayon or whatever that's called, the little titles or whatever the segment's about at the bottom, and it says, "Wannabe dictator speaks at the White House after having his political rival arrested." And then Tucker did a really great job. Hey, Stark. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, it was just a 7 day. I thought it would be a 30 day, but you know, fuck, I don't. All I know is I left that last show up too long because then it usually takes a while before they find anyway. It seems to be broader every time. But anyway, so Tucker did a great job of dismantling the reasoning for this, and that it's you can't say it's he's not a dictator, whoever this guy is, Joe Biden, all right? But the orders that he's been given, the script, the marching orders, the instructions he's been given, definitely, and how he puts them into action, absolutely and totally. Yeah, Tucker's numbers are amazing. He's at 90 million for his show last night. I mean, it's just getting more and more and more. And that's, God, like 20 times more than any show out there. Joe Rogan is his Spotify is pretty amazing, but in regards to what Tucker's doing, just on Twitter is pretty huge. Um, but he dissected it really well. I'm not going to go over it. I could kind of show you basically what he was talking about if I have it. I put it up somewhere. Um, nah, I didn't. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was. I could probably just find it. Hang on. Let's find Tucker Carlson. Go home. Okay. Where's the search? Oh, it's up here. Oh, yeah. Tucker Carlson. Yeah. His segment on the wannabe dictator was really good. I thought, I mean, there's so much more information to prove that the wannabe dictator is the perfect title for any time you see this, whoever this this derelict, in my opinion, on who's obviously rigged his way. Uh, why did that go dark like that? That's weird. Oh, um, to getting into the White House. COVID helped that. The extended Mail-in ballot process was 9 or 10 days. Some I think 11. So that all just the whole COVID actually helped that process. It was like I said, there are no Uruguay. Is it? Wait, no. Is it Uruguay? I said no, 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 no. Yeah, it was Uruguay. There are no accidents, right? And it wasn't an accident, but they were able to get this piece of shit into office, and I was just amazed. I think everybody was just seriously amazed. But Tucker does a good job here with just dissecting, and it's really sad. And the point that should be made, that the best point that he made, is there's plenty of evidence to show that this country is moving towards an authoritarian regime, like completely. There's tons of information and tons of proof and tons of facts, truth, however you want to believe it. That's I've kind of seen that as a perspective. I mean, some people think that, you know, uh, these people are in masks and they're lizards or something. I mean, fuck, whatever, and they think that's the truth. But when you come to cold hard facts, stuff like a rock is hard and water is wet, then yeah, this guy, this actor, whoever he is turning this country into authoritarianism that I've never seen. Um, Sadly, many people are still meek, malleable, and obedient to that, and they're still listening. That people are looking for your savior. Somebody lead us, right? Somebody lead us to the promised land. Um, and that's not going to happen with this administration. Their goal is to enslave you. There's no other. There's no other agenda or mission or direction that I can see. Is that it's total and absolute. Um, Total and absolute. Is that playing? I can't hear it. No, it's not. Okay, good. Let me see.
About what we saw last night, but I don't think I'm going to get into it.
There's no comment the White House
I,
has
I
on.
think I just commented.
That's
Oh,
it.
no comment necessary. Of course, Joe Biden's not a wannabe dictator. Just because he's trying to put the other candidate in prison for the rest of his life for a crime he himself committed doesn't mean he has.
Yeah, on and on and on and on. But yeah, I just thought it to me it's funny because this entire show that we've been witnessing, and we've been witnessing a show for decades. I mean, I hate to burst your bubble if you're paying attention, or if you're, it is a show. It's a scripted, well planned show. I, clearly indicated to the Republicans. I said, the Trump has been, vigorously and aggressively sought after as a pariah, or a criminal in many cases, and they've been trying to take him down for 7 years, probably a little more than that, but doing everything they can, have them go to courtroom to courtroom to courtroom, and, and these accusations, we all know that Russiagate was bullshit. It's a proven fact. We all know that January 6th was absolutely a very well orchestrated plan to make it appear as though this man was the instigator of violence. And then we find out there's over 100 or 200 FBI assets that were dressed like MAGA people, and a few other, then tons of information regarding the video. And the raccoon guy with the horns was, led into rooms that you can't open. They have to be unlocked. So somebody unlocked it for that guy, and then the mainstream media was saying that's all edited. What? It was all edited. How edited? Like CGI edited? Like they just made up this guy. I mean, that's possible. I mean, there's CGI out there that you may not be able to tell, but if you get up close, it's pretty. I mean, it's not that good. It's close, but it's not that good. Most movies out there are done on stages with giant green backgrounds, and they project these images in the background. It helps to make it appear like it's more natural. And they have certain directional lights that mimic where the sun is actually coming from, or according to the information in the back. But it's the CGI and the special effects are getting great. But that wasn't. That was actually documented J6 video of a tour, and Ashley Babbitt was killed, a veteran woman, point blank, and the guy that it happened, nothing's happening. It's amazing, and there's these people that were there just participating and supporting their candidate that are still in jail to this day for something that was not even created by them. This was all, it's just fucking amazing, the show that we're watching it, and I laugh at it because you kind of have to at a certain point. But when it comes to the base of it, the fundamental, let's just say the bottom line, right? What the bottom line is, it is an authoritarian system that they're trying to implement by way of the World Economic Forum, ETAL, which also means BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, Council on Foreign Relations, Chatham House, Trilateral Agreement, the Bilderbergs, G20, G7, all this stuff. All these just gazillionaires out there that have decided to rid the planet of its population by 2/3. Just go to the website, World Economic Forum website. You can look it up. Depopulation. I want you to die. No, I want you to die. I want you to die. I want you to die. If somebody says I am totally for depopulating the planet, then that means that person wants you to die. They want you to die and your lineage to die. There's no other way to see that. There's no other way to see that. That means that I want you to have less children, or I want you to go kill. I want you to be dead so that I can live. That's, I want you to die. And then the other guy goes, no, that's not cool. How about you die first if you want to save this place? Right? No, I'm not going to die first. You should die. Well, why should I die? When somebody, and this is happening, when somebody says that they're supporting mass depopulation, that's war. That's somebody telling you that they want you to die. I want you to die. Why do you want me to die? Because there's too many people on the planet. Is that your excuse? Is that your reasoning, because there's too many people, so you want me to kill myself, or you want me to go jump off a cliff for you so you can live longer and your family can live longer? So your lineage can continue and mine can't? Is that what you're saying to me? Because that's what they're saying to you. So if anybody believes that there's overpopulation, that's wrong. We're actually in a recession of population. There's more people that it's happening at warp speed, right? And so, the fun and games are there, the jokes and all that. You can say whatever, Biden definitely is just a derelict. He's a real sad case of events. I've just never seen, such a pathetic human being run a nation. I don't think I've ever seen anybody this, I'm not going to say retarded, but just amazingly, incapable. He doesn't, and like I said on my last show and my other shows, Obama's not telling what to do. Maybe Obama is phoning in instructions, but he's not getting it. But Obama's getting instructions from people like Alexander Soros, who was the son of George Soros, right? He's getting information from Kissinger. He's getting information from a lot of these global elites that print out this script that put everything together. What was that that firm? Goldman, Fieldman. It'll come to me. It's it's a something report. The Fieldman report. It'll come to me. Anyway, there's all I'm saying is this isn't really funny. I mean, I just we're in a position where it's really time just to wake the fuck up. So we need like Operation Wake the Fuck Up. Operation Wake the Fuck Up, and fuck your vaccine. Right? We need that. We need that like right now. We've needed it for about 2.5, 3 years. We probably needed it before that. Yeah, we absolutely and thoroughly need people to pull their heads out of their butts, and it's because it's not getting better. I mean, as I'm saying, and I think I lost my train of thought on this, but as I was saying that while Trump is being continuously attacked, right? And they use this as leverage, and they say, "Oh, this guy's president's never been indicted this many times, or taken to court this many times." I haven't seen a single Democrat in handcuffs. Nobody in Biden's administration. Is any of the Twitter CEOs? Remember the Twitter CEOs? Do you guys remember that? Have you seen those people? They're still roaming the streets free. Where's Fauci? Is Fauci? He's still roaming free. He's probably in some fucking hut in Bora Bora sipping a Mai Tai, right? Bill Gates is still roaming free. These guys are just mass, from my perspective and my conclusions and my research and what they've done to especially the United States and the population is a genocidal process. It's just really bad. I don't see any FBI people being handcuffed or kicked out of their positions. I don't see any Department of Justice which there isn't any right now, it seems. I'm not seeing NIH, HHS, Health and Human Services, and how badly they handled, the fluvid and all that shit. It's just nothing's happening to them. There's not a single person. Is Hunter Biden anywhere near a courtroom? No. Right? All I'm seeing is a dog and pony show. All I'm seeing is just talk. He's bad. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. But I'm not seeing any results. And I'm seeing a lot of Republicans really starting to notice that. I'm seeing it on TikTok. I'm seeing it on Twitter. I'm seeing it on Facebook. I'm seeing it in YouTube. A lot of Republicans are like, so Trump is being raked over the coals 24/7, all week and twice on Sundays, 365. Just all the fucking time, right? But you guys are but with actual consequences, with a court appearances, taking him away from his, disturbing his life. Not a single Democrat has been touched, Well, I'm sure they've been touched, but you know what I'm saying? None of them, nobody's been indicted. Nobody's been, there's been like a subpoena here and there, but they're frivolous. Nobody's showing up. The FBI was supposed to bring reports and documents, and they brought like an overlay or some kind of like scanned information that they redact. I mean, they're pissed off. Nothing's happening. Prices of gas still high, sky high. Prices of food still sky high. Prices of rent still super sky high. Interest rates sky high. The dollar is dying. A non-autonomous, I think I'm saying that right, currency from the United States is being ripped by BRICS, ripped apart, right? All these countries are jumping aboard, just leaving us in the, and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. The CBDC, central bank digital currency thing is still happening. You know, corporate equality index is still happening. Right? The fucking the groomers just infiltrated the White House and the Capitol recently. Right? I think I got something on that. Where'd my thing go? Hold on. Yeah, there, you know, and there's some groups out there. Let me get back to here, and I can show you. Let me see here. Where was it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Right here.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Yeah!
Transgender children.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You are understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. One of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known.
You're welcome.
Good folks.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
The monument's in the back, right?
Gay news. Are we topless at the White House?
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, this is called the Corporate Equality Index. And I explained this before. And what it means is that if you, let me just show you, and it was brought forth a little while ago. And I put it in one of my, this one right here. Are these my favorites? Which ones are these? Hold on. We start over. Okay, right here. Yeah, so and this is a 2016 article. Human Rights Campaign, HRC. You know, it's good. But they started doing the CEI, Corporate Equality Index, in 2016. It was released to push further at Davos. So Davos is connected to what? Yeah, the World Economic Forum, right? But the problem is, and I'll show you this because this is important. The problem is right here.
There is no pride in indoctrinating children.
Yeah, the Gays Against Groomers, okay? Which is a group that understands. And I just really think it's just stupid to even talk about this. It's so fucking ridiculous. You know, and I want, you know, gays and everybody who, you know, but just keep it away from our kids. You know, I don't want it in my schools. Nobody does. It's fucking, that's fucking crazy. For our kids to see, they don't, you know. But they put this out. I thought this was done very well. This is There Is No Pride, Gays Against Groomers. Okay, we'll play it.
There is no pride in indoctrinating children in schools.
There is no pride in stripping parents of their right to protect their children.
There is no pride in sexualizing children at drag shows.
There is no pride in mutilating and sterilizing children in the name of gender-affirming care.
This June, what are you proud of? Because we have some issues that we need to talk about.
We're fighting back from inside the community. Join Gays Against Groomers in the battle against radical gender ideology that is destroying our youth.
Radical gender ideology. You know.
Why do parents and teachers think it's a good idea to teach children acceptance and inclusion of the gay community by putting us on display like a damn wild animal at the zoo in the form of a drag queen? If you want to teach your child acceptance and inclusion, why not teach them to be polite to the lesbian couple at the grocery store?
Absolutely.
Or to be respectful of their gay neighbor?
That's it.
We do not want to be put on display, and drag entertainment is not for kids. Why do parents and teachers think it's a good idea to teach children acceptance and inclusion of the gay community by putting us on display like a damn wild animal at the zoo in the form of a drag queen? If you want to teach your child acceptance and inclusion, why not teach them to be polite to the...
Yeah, well, there's more to that. Where is this? I had some over here. This one right here.
Hey kids! Hi kids! I want to talk to the kids. Hey kids! Hi kids! Hey kids! Hi! It's good for children to see LGBTQ lives. Your parents screwed up. If you need a family, you can come hang out with me.
Yeah.
Hey kids! Hi kids! I want to talk to the kids. Hey kids! Hi kids! Hey kids! Hi! It's good for children to see LGBTQ lives. Your parents screwed up. If you need a family, you can come hang out with me.
Yep. I don't know what else to say here. It's just over. You can do whatever you want as an adult. Like, I was watching Fearlessly Authentic, which is really good. Hey Al, how you doing? And she's had this guy a couple times. He's a trans, but he said, and I've been in pornos and stuff, and he goes, they're called adult entertainment, he said. The adult pornography, adult entertainment, adult films. And I thought that was very well said. Biden's last word speech. Is that it right there? Live stream? Oh, is that yours? Anyway. But I'm just... This is Predator. They just in California released over 7,000 known convicted felony pedophiles. Just to empty it out. Right? Back out in the streets. If you've been on TikTok, you'll see who they are. They have these backgrounds with the bright lights and all this other stuff, and they get kids attracted, and it's really sickening. And it's allowed. It's allowed on YouTube. But when I start talking about vaccines, the algorithm or the sentinels of the matrix starts tracking me down. When I start talking about especially that's what gets me. Let me see. When boys were disappearing from my grade school, we had assembled where the cops would tell us to talk to our scout leaders and ministers. Only one missing kid here was tied to the scout leader. Oh. Yeah. Well, what I saw the other day, which I thought was really well done, and I had it up a couple times, is this girl here, and she just lays it out. I mean, very well. She lays it out perfectly, and hopefully I'll find it. And she just pretty much nails it. I got it here somewhere. Or do I have it here somewhere? These are my favorites. Was this one? Oh, maybe they took it down or something. I'm trying to remember. But she just totally hit it out of the freaking park. Right? And there's Ashley Babbitt. Oh, I just had this. Did I miss it? No, I didn't miss it. Is it in my favorites or is my profile? It's not in my profile. It's in my favorites. Oh, maybe it's not showing my favorites. Maybe it's so far back. Yeah, I think it's pretty far back here. Yeah. I know it's in my favorites. They may have deleted it because it was very well done. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. Oh. Is that it? Nope. Is this it? Well, this one.
I don't know if you guys seen this debauchery. That is this. It is literally the United States flag code that you do not put a flag in the middle of the flag display. That is not the American flag. But
yeah, that happened. Where is it? Yeah, when I... Hey, where is it? Yeah. Oh, this is one. Yeah, so here's the... What people aren't understanding is Democrats parading around in stupid costumes since 1865. Right? Which is true. These are most of them are Democrats. People don't realize that the Ku Klux Klan was just saturated with Democrats. You know? And then there they are now. They're groomers. Kind of shows you what's going on. All right. Hearing sounds image is still Jeffrey Marsh. Hearing and sound image. I know. I don't even know that guy's name. I just know his name. Is his name right there? Anyway. All right. I'm going to play some real quick for you guys. I thought it was really interesting. Give me a second. Where is it? Just a moment. And we're going to go over this for sure. Oh, it's in here. Sorry. It was right. So we're going to change that. Anyway, the whole groomer thing is bad. It's all about big pharma, big hospitals, surgeries, the money it takes, the hormone blockers, and all this other crap. It's just there's a lot of money to be made, and not just that. It's great for division and to keep us divided, and to distract us too. That's for sure. I wonder if this is the
Good evening, everyone. It's Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. How a very small set of people control.
This is a good one. You guys got to watch this. You're going to enjoy this one. Put it up here real quick. Hold on. got it. Let's take that video. Here we go. Let me make sure it's in there good. Go back to the top.
Good evening, everyone. It's Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. How a very small set of people control 8 billion people. This is what I call the elites. Let's say there's about 10,000 of them. How is it these people are able to manipulate the 8 billion people here? If you talk to a lot of naive people, they think, oh, it's the Rothschilds over here, or it's the aliens. They don't understand. It's not any one individual. It's not any one organization. There's something called swarm intelligence. If you watch all those birds flying together, not any one of them is in control. They move together as a unit. They're closely knit. They're quote unquote telepathic, but they move with a singular goal. The goal of the elites here is power, profit, and control. This is the goal. So if we look at it from a control system, what are the inputs they're sending into this system to achieve their goals? And what is the output that they seek? So if you're an elite over here and you're looking at those 8 billion people, how do you know you're achieving your goal? Are people getting fat, meaning unhealthy? Are people getting dumb, which means ignorant? Are people happy, which means are they being entertained? Are people divided? Are they isolated, disconnected? They don't want people here connecting with each other. Are people feeling helpless? Are people looking to the elites to save them? And they like that. They like when people here are looking to them, the enemy here, for their saviors. They really love that. They want people to be disorganized, and they definitely want people to be helpless. This is what they want. If you do not want to unite among people here and find who your own leaders are from below, they are quite happy. They're achieving their goal: power, profit, and control. Now, how do they do this? You're going to realize it's not any one group. It's an interconnected, tightly knit group. They're all closely interconnected. In fact, they all go to the same restaurants. They have all their kids going to the same equestrian shows. They all shop at the same place. They all go to the same parties. You're not part of that. So who are these people? And what are the institutions of power that they have? Well, first of all, they have academia. Harvard, Oxford, Yale, MIT, IIT in India, the top 100 university presidents. These people are on boards of companies, but it's about 100 people who run the major universities in the world. NGOs, or nonprofits. These are people who run these huge nonprofit organizations like the Clinton Global Initiative, WEF, World Economic Forum, Center for Foreign Relations. And there's many other institutions like these, but it's the CEOs of these institutions. And these guys know each other. They definitely work together. The next thing you have is you have government, U.S. senators, prime ministers of countries, advisors to government, think tanks, the Belfer School at Harvard, the Stanford Internet Observatory. They created the censorship infrastructure. This includes CIA, right? Intelligence organizations. And again, all these people know each other. They're interconnected. They're a swarm. They're tightly knit. They're not divided like these people over here. They're not disconnected. They're highly interconnected. So these people are focused on power. But then you also have a whole nother people, the CEOs of the global 2,000 companies, other big organizations like big pharma companies, Pfizer, big agriculture companies like Syngenta, big investment companies, JP Morgan. You put Deutsche Bank here. You put Epstein down here. Okay, he was involved in all this. You also have the Fed, the central banks. All these people party together. When I say party together, I mean literally they party together, guys. Absolute close-knit friends. And in fact, the CEO of a global 2,000 company will easily move to one of the investment companies down here. If you look at Target, big companies like Anheuser-Busch and Exxon, you'll find that at one point they were in one of these investment companies, and these investment companies sit on the board of these companies, and they shuffle back and forth. So this is all about making money, right? These people are about making the dollar. These people are all about power. This is profit. And then fundamentally, you have control. Hollywood over here. This includes celebrities. You have their agents, Hollywood agents, like Ari Emanuel, as I've talked about, who's a guy who controls most of Hollywood. He controls Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the MMA, etc. The media companies. This includes Disney, Viacom. This includes now Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. These are large media companies. Google, you can put in there also. You also have big news stations, CNN, Fox. And combined with this, now we have another group, social media influencers. This is like Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, these characters who have come in, but they do not exist without support from these guys. If you notice, overnight, a bunch of social media influencers have come out of nowhere. And these people are created by these people. So when you look at this, the academics, the NGOs, the government, the think tanks, the investment companies, the Fed, the big pharma, the CEOs, the Hollywood celebrities, media, social media influencers, and the news companies, and you can even take the top 10 of each one of these, they all know each other, everyone. And in order to manipulate these people, they need front men to manipulate these people with policies. Because what comes out are policies. These are the inputs they put into the system, propaganda. They feed these people purposely, people who they tell them are going to save them, like the Elon Musks or Trump or the Kennedys. Now, who are the people part of the swarm that does that? They have the obvious establishment. And these people are like the Clintons or the McConnells or the Obamas or the Bushes or the Queen of England. Typically people say, oh yeah, those guys are part of the establishment. But one of the things we teach at Truth, Freedom, Health, the most insidious people are what I call the not so obvious establishment. These are the people that are created to make sure that the 8 billion people look to the elites to save them. Trump, he's got a golden toilet. Mar-a-Lago, Kennedy's, completely bogus family. You can look at historically people like Gandhi or people like MLK. These people all came and were endorsed by the swarm. These people do not exist. They live in Malibu. They live in the places of the elites. And these people are the ones that are used to send the inputs of this controller. In system science, these are the controllers. These are the people controlling the inputs that go in. And remember, their goal is to make sure people are in the state of division, disconnection, and helplessness, particularly. They're observing all this. They have their sensors. And one of the features that they notice is that as long as people are in dysfunction and diseased mentally, physically, emotionally, they're happy. Well, what are those diseases?
Yeah, the way the herd system works, what I kind of looked up is they do that, but in regards to ground herds, they all decide within like milliseconds. When you see a swarm of birds, they do that, I understand. But they also kind of follow this rhythm together, directional. One turns that way, and then they'll go that way. The rest of them will go with them, But yeah, that's part of it too. But anyway.
These days. We see obesity. We see endocrine disruption, men with low testosterone, and people questioning their sexuality. We also see people with cancer. The world's population's life expectancy is going down. The United States is going this way, and this from 1980 to 2020. They like this. This is life expectancy. In fact, when they see dysfunction, you know what they do? They put another input in, which is normalize the dysfunction. Eat sugars and high fructose food. Well, over here, people have been literally getting fat. It's led to obesity. Or they've been putting in foods that are affecting people's gut microbiome. This is what I call from policy to biology. People are getting worse and worse. They're actually making more money because the obesity now creates obesity drugs. The endocrine disruptors, let's talk about this. This will really explain what's going on with Bud Light. About 20 years ago, there was research done at the universities that clearly showed the use of restricted use pesticides like atrazine and other chemicals in the atmosphere actually cause endocrine disruption, which could reduce male testosterone, which could also affect mammals where the sex organs can change. And this was done by the work of Tyrone Hayes. So if you're over here at a university and you find out one of your researchers discovered that, and you are playing golf with people over here at Syngenta is the one who produced atrazine, they're going to say, hey man, we don't want this research coming out, because you have to understand something. The investment community here is investing in all of these companies. So if you're one of these large investment companies, you're moving trillions of dollars. $600 trillion, by the way, move through the economy every day. You as one of the elites managers of money, you're moving all this money. You know all of these people. You know the CEO of Target, you know the CEO of Anheuser-Busch, you know the CEO of Pfizer and Syngenta. And imagine that you see, wow, the stuff that we've been creating is causing sexual disruption changes. You're seeing a phenomenon where more and more people are questioning their sexuality. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the general public doesn't understand this, because if they did, they would awaken to something that's going on from the decisions you made. So you call up your friend, Bud Light, he goes, hey, look, let's run a campaign. Let's normalize trans. Let's exploit a willing person to be exploited like this Dylan Mulvaney. Let's put them on as a poster boy for Bud Light, and let's push them out there, because we want the attention to normalize a dysfunction, because the goal is to make sure they don't lose their trillions over in Syngenta. They're willing to take $1 billion hit over here, but they want to save their trillions in big pharma and big ag, because they're all part of the same family. They all do favors for each other. And then again, you would go do it at Target. You try to normalize it because you don't want people over here to understand the bigger picture. But you are interconnected. You could strike deals CEOs left and right. Let's do a marketing campaign in here. Let's normalize. Same thing if you can look at what's going on in obesity. All these pharma companies are making big money from obesity drugs, but there's movies on Netflix and Amazon promoting fat people as a norm. What's happening over here, you have people who are pro-fat and people who are anti-fat people. You have people who are pro-woke and anti-woke, and they don't care. So you have a bunch of these idiots writing books against woke companies and anti-woke companies. You have people creating apps, only shop at anti-woke companies, don't go to woke companies. But you guys understand that these guys don't give a damn? They're making money anyway. The investment bankers are going to make money from woke companies and anti-woke companies. But what's occurring here is people are being divided. These guys are happy because they're inputting policies and propaganda. People here.
That's the part that I've been preaching, indicating, alerting to everybody, is unity is the scariest word to the elite. It's the scariest word. 6 feet safe. They want to take down churches. They want to take down social media where people are able to speak and talk and have conversations. They don't like Joe Rogan for that reason. They don't like Jimmy Dore. They don't like, do dissidents. They don't like Sabby Sabs. They don't like Revolutionary Blackout. They don't like, all these places where people come in and they talk and, they give their opinions and they have, debates or whatever the case may be. They don't want that. They don't want us to talk. They don't want us to communicate with each other. They don't want us to do any of those things because it's a threat to them. I'll let them finish.
They're being divided, and that is the goal to achieve power.
Yeah, that is their goal, to divide and conquer. That is their goal. If we keep fighting each other, we'll forget or not realize who the true enemy is. And he's pointing out who they are. I mean, he said about the World Economic Forum, the CFR, the Chatham, Trilateral Commission. I mean, all these NGOs and giant organizations and entities are just loving this shit, right?
Profit control. So as long as these people work together as a swarm to control the policies and the propaganda, and they provide false heroes, and they're using the Trumps, the Kennedys, and Gandhis, all of them who talk a big game, their goal is to make sure that you never understand this, that you keep thinking, oh, Kennedy's going to solve the problem. Trump is going to solve the problem. They don't want you to be leaders in your own communities. They want you to outsource your future to people like Trump or Kennedy because they're part of the swarm. And you keep getting more unhealthy.
Yeah, outsource is the same word for believing that this person is going to save you. And I think that's important for people to understand is you're looking to a savior. A lot of people do that. It's pretty natural. It's kind of in our DNA is that we look for somebody to guide us, to move us in a place where that'll make us happier, that we'll have more joy, and that's basically it. And I've talked about this term a bazillion times ever since I started my Blog Talk Radio in 2014 and my YouTube channel in late 2016. Mostly, late 2016. Is they want to make sure that I just had the term in my head. They want to make sure not just the divide and conquer, but they want to make sure that you're distracted. They also want to make sure that I just lost my damn fucking train of thought. Hang on.
Never understand this, that you keep thinking, oh, Kennedy's going to solve the problem. Trump is going to solve the problem. They don't want you to be leaders in your own communities. They want you to outsource your future to people like Trump or Kennedy because they're part of the swarm. And you keep getting more unhealthy, more ignorant, more entertained. But most...
Yeah, they want you to... to look for a person that's going to save you. They want you to, which is like I said, it's kind of in our DNA that we look for somebody to kind of guide us to where we need to be, take us to the promised land. And the term that I was thinking of is, and that's the basis. And they know how to play on our fears and our emotions, which is basically they know how to use joy and pain. Joy and pain. I've said this a bazillion times. Sunshine and rain, joy and pain. And they know how to utilize the fear, the pain, the joy, the pleasure, the happy, and it's just an amazing marketing tool.
Importantly, you are divided.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. The division is perfect for them. It's also the great distraction too. So, distraction is the name of the game. Yeah, for sure. Breed and circuses. Bread and circuses. Bread and circuses, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, bread and circuses. So did you want to come in and discuss? I mean, you guys are always welcome to come. Just let me know if you want me to send you the link. It's a brilliant process, and you can't say that it has not been used, since the beginning of the time. Oh, go to sleep pretty soon after. Okay, no worries. But it's very interesting the way he set that all up, and his research, which you're streamed out. Okay, I get you. He also did, which I thought was really well, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's, that one I really wanted to play because I think it's pretty important. But the one I wanted to play is this one, and he kind of goes over the GMO.
What's the difference between a genetically modified tomato and a non-genetically modified tomato? So this is a fundamental issue. What is the difference? Those in power basically are saying, don't worry, the genetically engineered tomato is exactly the same as a non-genetically engineered. See, it's red, it's juicy. They're all the same. Eat it. It's called equivalence. And this is a very, very fundamental question that very few people understand. The scientists were saying, oh, see, they're exactly the same. See, they got green, they got a smiley face. They're red. Look, they're exactly the same. In 1976, Gerald Ford signed a bill called substantial equivalence. So what they did was substantial equivalence was, you got a white stethoscope and you got a black stethoscope. If you can prove they're still the same, the FDA will fast track it. So that was done for medical devices. So when genetically engineered soybean comes into the market, the numbnuts in Congress, they said, now reactive oxygen species. So these four chemicals are increased during genetic modification. When I plug those things in to our oxidative stress model, connected to our C1 metabolism model, put it all together, voila, look what we see here. We see that in the non-GMO condition, plants produce formaldehyde, and guess what? It gets depleted, right? This is a normal case. But look what happens in the GMO case. Formaldehyde increases. Why? Because of plants in the non-GMO case, which had glutathione, are being depleted. So what I had shown here was when genetic engineering takes place, the plant is literally as though it's being under drought. It's freaking out. And so the glutathione levels drop to a lower level. And this is why it's my view that whenever they create genetically engineered seeds, they have to coat them with neonicotinoids, because if they were to plant the normal seeds, they get eaten up by the soil organism. This is no different than a bodybuilder getting injected. He looks big, but he's actually weak. His nuts have shrunk. In this case, the seeds are weak. So then not only do they have to do Roundup Ready soy, then they have to do genetic modification. Then they coat the seeds. And by the way, the neonics get into the plant and they kill the bees. That's a whole nother story. But you can see the level of idiocracy that's going on here. But anyway, this was then published. Now, when this got published, this is when the bomb went off, because I was showing that genetic engineering lowers glutathione levels, increases formaldehyde levels. And when this came out, boom, I start getting attacked. No one attacked the first three papers. When I showed this, you have the people at Cornell, you have the people in the European Union, everyone started attacking, oh, this research is just modeling. It's not true. It's all bullshit. It's just modeling. It's modeling. What I then did was I said, okay, I'm going to compare our results with if I could find greenhouse results. And I was very lucky. A group in England had literally grown Roundup Ready soy plant in a greenhouse, which means the plant would which was a modified genetically engineered soy plant, and the organic soy. We had used our models and we found out that you will have 230% less glutathione in our mathematical models, predicted that you would have 230% less glutathione in the Roundup Ready soy. And when we published that, people said, oh, this is bullshit. Well, guess what? We were very fortunate. We found this paper. By the way, this came out in another paper called Plant Physiology by the American Society of Plant Physiologists, where these people in Leeds had found that when they grew the soy plant in vivo, which means in the soil, that the organic soy plant had 9.9 levels of glutathione and the transgenic Roundup Ready plant had 3.7. You see, it's 230% less. And look what we found. Same thing. And voila, our results concurred with their results. When this came out, you saw absolute silence in the industry, and no one has popularized this. And this was done over a series of 5 to 6 papers. So you guys, you understand? You're looking at someone who's an activist and who can get his hands dirty, do the research. And then we did major demonstrations. So from the activism to the research to getting on the ground, that is a real human being. And that's what you deserve. You know, I'm running for president. I encourage you to donate and volunteer at achieverforpresident.com. And donation means when you give any money, 5, 10, whatever dollars you want to give, I actually give you books. I give you access to many, many courses.
What I really think is commendable about this person, right, is all that he's done and provided. The list is endless, and it's been confirmed, and I've looked at a lot of the stuff he said he's created or published or put out there, and a lot of the things that he has used has been mimicked and taken advantage of, and people have used it to make money, and he's never made a penny on it. But he has shared more knowledge, this intellectual, all right, this man. Yeah. Well, he's running as an independent, which, good luck. But what's interesting about his campaign and what he's doing is he's got a lot of people. There's more people than I thought, and that's in one of his videos that I looked at. He's got, I don't know, like 3 million people that are 5 million, something like that are subscribed to him, that have, and all this other stuff. It's hard for people, and he gets frustrated and he calls people idiots, and it's fucking crazy. But he's not crazy. He's kind of like, I wouldn't say he's a mad scientist, but he's very professional. He's just a frustrated scientist, right? Collecting donations like everyone else. No, his donation process is a little different because he actually sends stuff back to people. No. There's a big difference between him and Trump and Biden. Trump doesn't have the knowledge base that this man has. Trump isn't bought off. Trump is bought off, and RFK is bought off, and a lot of these people are part of this. Like I just call it a hive, or just a bunch of fucking assholes that all kind of gather around together. I don't know if it was you or somebody that said that they're just recycled politicians, right? Which I think was a good term. But this guy's he proved also that there was some serious discrepancies when he ran against somebody as a Republican, by the way, back in 2016, and he got court documents and all. Anyway, my point is with this guy is he's a person that is more intelligent by far than even Barack Obama, right? And I mean, Barack Obama was just a great salesman, but he was also very he was very scholastically, he was brilliant. He was also a social master too. This guy's social skills aren't great, but he's extremely smart, and he's picked the process apart, and he's pretty much nailed it. I'm of mind that no one good runs for president, especially when the elections are rigged. Yeah, and I've had conversations with him before. I've followed his information and his work, especially when he got screwed over in that election that he went with that was totally rigged, and he proved it with the machines and all this stuff. He has He has the actual proof, the mechanical proof of the vending machines and all these other machines that can easily be hacked and how they can be swayed, and the information and the process. I mean, he's gone. It's just, it's very overwhelming because it's like an hour and a half of information that I've watched in the past, and I've been following him for like 5 or 6 years, and he knows a lot of stuff about what's going on, and he's got a platform that's bottoms up. He calls it bottoms up, which I don't know. I just call it grassroots. That's what I would call it. There's another guy who's a Republican there's a Republican who has a platform that he calls a grassroots army. I don't know if I would put army in there, but I think grassroots is a better brand. I think he should definitely use. But the point that I'm making is, this is an intellectual, right? No, let's not have an intellectual in the White House. Let's not have somebody. Hey, yo, Jordan, what's up, brother? Yeah, let's not have, Cornel West is also extremely educated. There's no doubt he's politically educated. But when it comes to the needs of what we need to do, having somebody that it's a dietitian or somebody of this caliber, yeah, the big club hates us all for sure. And the thing is right now, I'd love to see this guy as president. I mean, if I could blink my eyes like fucking I Dream of Genie and, ding, I'd put him in and see what the fuck he could do. Because everything he's doing that he wants to do, and he's all about healthcare and a lot of things, and the wars are stupid. He's already dissected Ukraine. He's dissected. I mean, dissecting is probably not a big enough word for what this man has done. But he understands the mechanisms, the systems, the exact to the T processes of how these things happen. I showed you the short version. That was the TikTok 10-minute version. There is one Republican that might be good, the governor of North Dakota. The lady, is it Healy? It's not Healy, right? Or is it Asa? I'm trying to remember who you're talking with. There's political party crash. Yeah, but all I'm saying is, we deserve a person like this. I don't deserve, somebody that's just reading a script and going over the talking points, and some derelict like Joe Biden. Nobody deserves that fucker. Oh, Doug Burgum. Oh, I'll look him up. But he you can sense his genuine care. He is not sold out. Everything he's done, there is one thing that he said that was kind of alarming to me at one point, and that was a little red flag. Compared to everybody else, this is a tiny flag. Yeah, we won't get it. We're not supposed to. Yeah, it's all kind of rigged. I get it. But he offered to be the CEO of Twitter, which he would have done a great job. This guy could fucking do anything. I mean, the man could fucking run anything and probably make it extremely profitable and he could turn any business probably into a successful business. He's one of those types, right? I think that one guy's name is Larry Penna. He was on. He does the same thing. Where is it here? And he was on London Real just a little bit ago. I had him on London Real. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, that's the guy. Dan Penna, right? I'm gonna have a commercial probably.
Limitless it is.
Even become it. How limitless would your life be? Going back to the place, the oil business.
300 presents here. If something ain't right, if your Christmas doesn't look like this.
Said the $50 billion man.
My name is Brian Rose, and I'm the founder and host of London Real. Every week I broadcast important stories, curated from the greatest minds on the planet. I'm trying to make the world a better place. Today, I'm taking the same train I took 2 years ago.
Yeah, that always bothers me. I'm trying to make the world a better place. You know, I'm just trying to bring people information. They can make their own choice on what place they want.
When I decided to undertake an experiment, to be mentored by Dan Pena. I recorded everything.
We talk a lot about...
I'm here anyway.
Yeah, you're here anyways, exactly. You know, we like to shake it up here and try some different things. What if I said to you, you know, okay, this guy is going to be ultra successful. He's going to make $1 billion. What if I said, Dan, why does it matter what he makes? You know, or
it doesn't matter.
Or my question is, you know, to you, that is the ultimate metric of success.
No. Money's not the only thing in life, but it's the only thing anybody keeps track of. It's measurable, accountable. Since the pharaohs.
Okay, right.
Size of the pyramids, etc. Okay.
It's a metric you can keep track of.
Correct. But what I give you, Brian, is the ability to have more choices. I have more. I'm just assuming I have more money than you. So I'm going to say that I have a lot more choices than you do.
Because you have more money than me.
If you want to send your kids to a better school, if you want to be able to take care of your mother when she gets dementia, if you want to, this all takes money, not Zen. I never paid a bill with Zen.
Then the unexpected happened. People love Dan.
Most of us go through life with our emergency brakes on. Then you release the brake. What happens? Whew. I get people to do what they think they're impossible. You come to me with your goals. By the time you leave at the 7th day, your goals are a factor between 5 and 100 times bigger. You give me your business model in 120 seconds, and I'll tell you in 60 seconds whether it will work, if it can't work, how to fix it, or whether the shit can't.
Okay, that's your specialty.
Correct.
But you probably charge a lot of money for that. Do you ever think to yourself and...
So that's what, this is a while back. When that interview happened. But that's what this guy does. He kind of does this. That's a weird picture. And he does the same thing for people. So they're mentoring themselves. In a way, it's kind of like a multi-level marketing process. But this guy's on the same level, right? Let me show you what guy I'm talking about. Right? This guy's on the same level. He's Shiva, right? Shiva could tell you if it's going to be successful or not. He's going to tell you probably how to get it moving and in the right direction. He could find out. I mean, his sources are endless, right? There are people out there that, in my opinion, and I think in many's opinion, that are far more qualified to be in senatorial House of Representative positions. Even judges, department heads, etc. There are people out there that could probably run the show a lot better and a lot more transparently, a lot fairer, a lot more unbiased. Yeah. He is. He's running for 2024. I like what he's doing. If I had to pick right now for somebody, right, and if I knew that Shiva had the ballot access of a Republican or a Democrat, then I would go with Shiva, for sure. That would be hands down, because the country deserves an intellectual, brilliant, well-sourced, investigator type, person that questions authority at every turn, like I do. in that position. You need somebody that actually cares more about the people around them than the deals or the money that the people bring in. And that's what I think is important for any, political leader or any American political leaders. That should be the goal. Yeah, do check it out. ShivaForPresident.com. I didn't know he was running until a couple days ago. I didn't know. I've been following him for like 5 or 6 years. But the thing about what I'm seeing from him and what I've always seen is that he is a worker, right? He's not, nobody's, I'm sure he'll have, let's just say, for example, if most presidents, when they become president, they already have who they're going to bring in already set up for them, whether it's from them or it's from, the swarm or the powers that be, the hive, the World Economic Forum, the CFR, whatever. That's already laid out. He would choose people that actually made a difference. He would vet to make sure that their interests would not be compromised, which is kind of hard. But the only thing that got me with him was he asked only when Elon Musk was asking or looking for a CEO of Twitter, he offered. He said, "Hey, make me your, I'll make it work." But so it means he has a price, and fuck, everybody has a fucking. I don't care who you are, where you're from. There's a price, right? What would you sacrifice for your cause? And that comes into play more so, according to the Clinton body bags, than anybody on the planet. But in his case, he's pretty steadfast. He has a ton of integrity, in my opinion. And he's squeaky clean, like squeaky fucking clean. Like, I think that guy's got like a 1100 FICO score. I don't think he's ever had a citation in his life or a parking ticket. He's faithful. He's all this other stuff or whatever. I just think that the country deserves people. The country deserves intellectuals, people that actually have the capability to do this. I mean, to do the jobs. I mean, when you look at John Fetterman, right, that is the epitome. If you look at Katie Hobbs, she's a derelict. There's definitely many things wrong upstairs with that woman. There's just, she's probably on 1,000 different medications. Who knows? But so that's my point. Is we need to make sure that the people that we're putting in office, and let me backtrack real quick because Elle brought up a really good point. Ballot access, voting process, machines. I'm gonna say this right now. If you're not, and this is where the Republicans will fail. This is where they're gonna fail, and it's sadly in the cards already, because from what I'm seeing, and all I got to do is just show you this right here. In regards to the voting system, in regards to the machines, in regards to the processes that are used per state, it's still a mess. It's still suspect. It's still untransparent. It is still an absolutely and completely what the hell did I put that? Hang on. Maybe a little further up. Hang on. Oh, I can't wait to get these crab legs, but I will. The list of the people that those are my sites for my gun. Maoris are protesting the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization. Where did I put it? I know I put it in here somewhere. Wow, is it that far down the fucking road? Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, here it is, right here. Yeah, so it's called the System certification, the United States Election Assistance Commission. Okay? And they'll tell you where map of EAC certified voting systems by county. Okay? Some do, some don't. And then it shows you here what machines they're using at the bottom here. And oh look, Maricopa County has Dominion machines. Isn't that odd? Isn't that odd, right? And these processes are always different, right? Unisys, that's not a good one from what I've heard. Oh look, Arizona again. Some of the largest counties are the most, let's see where else, ES and S. What is ES and S anyway? Hang on. ES and S. Electionware. That's it right here. Election systems and software. Now, it's just voter verified paper, accessible voting, reduce waste. I'm once you see an excuse, the reduce waste thing, that's kind of a red flag. Accessible voting, right? How can you do it? We're partnered with the Department of Homeland Security to enhance industry best practice, because you know their Homeland Security is completely on the up and up, right? You know that the Homeland Security it has integrity beyond belief. Oh God. Anyway, ACT Foundation member, American Council on Election Technology. Oh, I need to go here. 4.60 rating. Whoever rates that EAC certified. Okay, that's. I need to go here to the EAC. I want to go here. American Council for Electric Technology. I want to go to their website. Powering Democracy. Oh my God. No, that's just kind of bad already. It's just kind of alarming already, right? Seeing that. Powering Democracy already. As a tech guru, you think our country would not be such in a mess when it comes to voting in elections? Yeah, it's just crazy, Jordan. I'm more frustrated, like most, on the amount of people that go into the polls, go into the booths, believing that their vote is going to make a difference, count, and is is going to be counted properly. That's the frustration I have. And the problem with the Republicans right now is they're forgetting about Stop the Steal, right? They're completely forgetting about Stop the Steal. Let's see if that Stop the Steal Stop the Steal has moved beyond Trump. Attempts to overturn the 2020 United States president. All right. Yeah, what's weird is Stop the Steal was doing really good and starting to prove a lot of interesting information. I don't know where I'm going to Wikipedia for this, or anywhere on Google for that matter. But that died. Giuliani's laptop got taken by the FBI. It was confiscated. And then all of a sudden, Giuliani doesn't have a backup system. Not an attorney of that caliber. No way. And all of a sudden, Stop the Steal disappeared. They had tons of information to prove that 2020 was completely and absolutely rigged. completely criminally rigged. It was just beyond compare. I mean, I was stacking up. I had shows just completely and thoroughly just showing the plethora of viable, pertinent facts on how many. I mean, they had videos of it, of people clicking and moving and boxes and dropping off bundles of pallets at wee early in the morning at rural places. It was crazy. It's just like all right there. So what's interesting to me, and I'm going to say it again for all the Republicans out there, if you really believe that Trump's going to get, going to be a landslide, then you need to go back and look at what happened with 2020. Because obviously 2020 didn't pan out like it was supposed to, right? COVID helped that. I mean, that was perfect. That was set up to be used for that, to employ that process. No, everybody's going to vote from home now. We're going to extend the voting process so that people have, instead of 2 or 3 days to put them in, then they got 9 or 10 days. And then they had more time to rig stuff. They had more time to maneuver, manipulate, and coerce and juggle stuff around. It was very well orchestrated. COVID was a good part of that. I proved that. I showed that in a lot of my videos. And I really think that if these guys are serious, they need to not talk about anything else. Because, I think Trump can definitely blow his fucking doors, which I believe he did in 2020. As the numbers were definitely saying so, but then all of a sudden, that 1 minute Trump's kicking his ass, and all of a sudden this new number pops up out of nowhere showing that he's 2% behind, like just boop, out of nowhere. And this happened. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But if these guys are really serious about getting Trump into office, then they really need to make sure that this shit's fixed first. They need to make sure that their democracy is really being taken care of. Right? Anyway, I gotta fucking say this. Okay, about us, about priorities, ballot, the American Council for Election Technology, ACET, is a national nonpartisan trade association established to advance policies and programs that support the use of election technology to ensure secure, accurate, accessible, and transparent elections. Okay, you've heard that before. Engages and fulfill their mission. ACT engages agency officials and lawmakers, calibrates with partners and stockholders, informs its efforts with experience and expertise. There's stockholders? Are there stockholders in the American Council for Election Technology? Oh, that's very bipartisan. Join ACET. We know that behind every election, the foundation of security, accuracy, transparency, and accessibility are at work. Security. Okay, that's all at work. All right. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Provider, join us. Yeah, I'm going to do some more work on these guys. For sure. Definitely for sure. But I'm just saying right now, just letting you know, if there was a I have dirty confession. I just bought a Vivek hat. Hopefully Republicans can allow libertarian in the party. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if these guys are serious about Trump, they better make sure every state that has, ballot access for Republicans, which they do for Republicans and they do for Democrats, they better make sure those systems and those processes are completely transparent by a third party. Okay, make sure that everything is set before it gets fucked up. Because I'm going to tell you, and remember my words, if they don't fix the system now it's going to be fucking chaos. And then if chaos comes as it did in 2020, that only means one thing. A Democrat will come in and continue the authoritarian process of the World Economic Forum and their cronies. All right? Just letting you know. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. I am had a good day. I went out and played some frisbee golf today. Had a good time. Also, a big shout out to Taylor Tibby. I just got to say it. On my Facebook, there's a fucking imposter. If anybody sees this person, I don't know why somebody would do that. They did it to Taylor Tibby. They did it to a few people. I just don't understand why. Why the fuck? What does that do? Because once it comes up and once somebody notices it, you're just going to get reported and it's going to be taken down. I don't see why that would, it's just ridiculous. Somebody took my shit and made a fucking account, which is really weird. It's happened to a few people I know on Facebook. It's happened to me on TikTok already, and I've only been on TikTok for like 3 or 4 months. But it's really strange. I just, whatever. I'm flattered, but it's just really kind of eerie at the same time. All right. Who's messaging me? Let's see. Yeah, I'm live, but I'm getting off. Yeah, sorry. American First Legal. Check out American. Yeah, I put that on there. Tweet. Oh, by the way, everybody, new episode on YouTube. Eli L. Latham had a super fun cast. Where's that guy? Did she put in the? Here it is. Right here. Surprise reaction stream. She had a. Check out her stuff. She does a ton of research. She reads well. I mean, not auditorily, but just she reads her information well and gathers some good information. Super. Yeah, so check out her channel for sure. There's some good stuff on there. And what else was I gonna? I think I got distracted again. Damn it. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna check a little more on the Dr. Shiva. I want him to start to discuss the issues. What do the Republicans want? Their base. What do the Democrats want? Their base. What do people want? What do they want to see? Right? Before I got here to play, I gotta play this though. This is fucking hilarious. I gotta play this one.
TikTok just deleted this Joe Biden video, and you won't believe why. Or maybe you will. Okay, get this. So Joe Biden's caught at a union event. He's supposed to say a few things, but look on screen here. Look at what they handed him. They handed him an exact script of basically the play-by-play, like you enter the room and say hello to the participants, and then pay attention to the bolding. You take your seat. You give brief comments. Press departs. You ask the chief investment officer of this large union a question, who's joining virtually in italics. You thank participants. You depart. This, of course, has led to a craze on Twitter of things like...
Isn't that crazy? That just further, completely and further proves my point. Who do you want out there? Do you want a guy that
What's the difference?
That breaks down,
fools at all. This journal is beautiful,
graphs,
steady,
creates
doing this
peer
with our
reviews.
science team.
Is that who you want, or do you want fucking dumb fuck? I am super surprised when I hear somebody saying, "Oh, Biden's just wonderful." Do you know what the fuck you're talking about? Do you know who you're really talking about? He's a derelict. He is just a puppet on. He's shit on a stick. and basically they just move him around, and the top turd flips around and he starts babbling. It's just he's the greatest puppet of the pedo global parasitic elite ever in the history of this country, and there's been a few of them. So be careful. Besides the voting part for the Republicans, I want them to also be careful and hold Trump accountable. Say, can you reverse the BRICS and keep the dollar strong? Right? Are we going to have autonomous, non-traceable cash, or is the dollar gone? Nobody's fucking asked him. I want to know. Okay, DeSantis doesn't want to do it, and everybody's saying shit about DeSantis. I don't know. I'm beginning to think that there's a reason why they want people not to. But anyway. Thank you for being and talking. I'm on a talk, Jordan. Good having you here. Good night, sir. Snork, thank you for popping in. Truly appreciate it. I'll be on Monday, probably Tuesday, and probably next Thursday, next week. You guys are always welcome to come by. I'm trying to get on earlier, like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But my schedule is just different. That's all. I want to say aloha to everybody. I want to say thank you to everybody. And I also want to make sure that people understand that you need intellectuals that care, that actually care, like Dr. Shiva, as your public servants. If they don't, then you're just going to go through the same shit. Nothing's changed. And by the way, nothing has fucking changed. It's still fucked up out there. For fuck's sakes, Republicans, put some handcuffs on somebody. Anybody. Right? Stop talking and fucking complaining and do something.